The Guardian of the Worlds presents The Diary of Sot, between nostalgia and purpose in the Grand Palace. My dearest diary, a week has passed since my arrival at this place known as the Grand Palace. It has been a very challenging week for me. How my heart longs for Baldis, my family, my home, my routine. How drastically my life has changed. Gone are those days when I, the young Prince of Baldis, woke up amidst my soft sheets in the comfort of my luxurious chamber. Instead, I do so on a hard mattress covered with a coarse blanket in a modest room. I have transitioned from being attended to by maidens who groomed me and dressed me in elegant and comforting garments, to donning unfamiliar and weighty rags of a monotonous albino hue. Furthermore, my encounters with delectable delicacies have been scarce, as my mornings now entail heading straight to the training yard adjacent to this structure, where Racht assembles us for rigorous sessions to mold us into warriors with extraordinary capabilities. How I yearn for the cherished breakfasts shared with my siblings and parents in the Grand Hall. The training session is rather peculiar, to say the least. First, Racht imparts us various fighting techniques, many of which I have yet to master, and then instructs us to focus our energies, as if we still have any strength remaining, to make the pendants we wear over our chests glow. Supposedly, these amulets grant extraordinary powers to their bearers, or so my understanding goes. Returning to my room after the exhausting training, I always find on the table, which is on the other side of the room, some silver trays full of strange foods that, as the days go by, have gradually become more tasting to me. However, how I miss the delicacies prepared by the castle chefs and the company of my beloved siblings and parents. Here, alone, during my meals, I hardly have anyone to talk to. I can only observe, through the window beside me, the vast exterior that bears no resemblance to the marvelous mountain next to our palace in Baldis, which I used to enjoy watching. Here, I can barely see anything interesting to delight my eyes, as everything is surrounded by a vast forest that hardly allows me to see beyond. This place feels more like a prison than a home. During the solitude of lunchtime, terrible memories come to mind, images of that day that I cannot get out of my head, and that cause me so much pain, a pain that I can hardly describe in words. As soon as one of the butlers, with his expressionless face, comes to collect the dishes and cutlery I use during my lunch, Arus, one of Huros' subjects, appears in my room with several books to begin instructing me in the art of literature and sciences. What a remarkable man. Never before had I encountered such an engaging and intelligent tutor. His knowledge spans worlds, species, and events unimaginable to my instructors in Baldis. He has answers to even controversial topics like the meaning of life or what lies beyond death, and his arguments are so compelling that they appear irrefutable. Following the invaluable and enlightening lessons with Arus, Yakren appears in my quarters to have me return to the training yard, where he tries to teach me to improve my fighting skills. I must confess that his training is quite unorthodox, as he does not explain anything at all. Instead, he launches himself at me, hoping that instinctively I will be able to learn how to avoid his attacks. Slowly but surely, this approach has been productive because, unlike in the beginning, I am now becoming skilled enough to dodge some of his moves. However, many of his attacks are so swift that I can barely avoid them. Nevertheless, I am confident that if I keep training like this, someday I will be much stronger than him, and able to return all the blows he has inflicted on me. All of this keeps my mind occupied. But as night descends, loneliness reemerges, resurrecting the painful final moments I spent with my family. Then, resentment surges within me, fueling my determination to complete my training quickly, reach the full potential that everyone here believes I possess, and ultimately avenge my parents and siblings. Sincerely, writing down my thoughts and experiences has become a solace for me in this unfamiliar and challenging environment. It helps me reflect on my journey and find strength within myself. Though the days are filled with hardships and longing, I am determined to persevere and become the warrior I am destined to become.